Romanian deadlifts, or RDL, are the hardest exercise to learn and also the hardest exercise to get good at. I've seen a lot of difficulties with this exercise, so I'm gonna go over right now in the simplest way I know how. The RDL, unlike the squat, is mainly gonna be bending in our hips, whereas the squat is mainly bending in our knees. So we wanna focus on the Romanian deadlift or any deadlift, primarily moving the hips backwards while keeping our torso, our upper body straight, and we're just gliding those hips back as we keep these legs straight as much as possible. As you can see, there's a little bit of bend in my knee. That's okay. Coming back up. Now when you have weight, it gets a little harder, obviously. So we got different angles here. Angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. So you guys can see what my feet are doing, what my knees are doing, what my hips are doing, and what my hands are doing. 4 points of focus. My feet, my knees, my hips, and my hands. So my feet are gonna be pretty narrow, parallel, so they're facing forward, toes facing forward, not like a pizza, facing forward. Our heels are gonna be slightly out. That helps us keep our toes forward. Sometimes we got these pizza feet, our heels are in, and we use too much of our inner muscles. So we need to keep our heels slightly outwards. We're gonna stand tall to begin with. Now we're gonna pretend like we have weight in my hand. If I'm using the barbell, I'm gonna glide that barbell down my thighs, right to my knee, and then once I get to my knee, I could bend a little bit more my knee so I can keep my back straight. At the knee, you do not want to bend your back to get low. You want to keep that back tight, and if you have to, bend the knees to get low, drive back up to that knee point, and then hips from there. That's a big mistake I see a lot of people make at the end of the movement, is they bend their back. Keep that back straight, bend the knees if you have to. Another thing is that we shoot our hands too far in front. So whether it's the barbell or 2 kettlebells, I see when we begin our bend, we shoot those hands out in front, and that's gonna hurt our lower back. So what we wanna focus on is shooting the hands to the heels. Whether we're with the barbell, we're gonna try to shoot it to our heels, or with 2 kettlebells, we're gonna shoot our hands to our heels. That way the weight is center of mass, all right? The weight that we're holding is center of gravity. It's not too far in front, which is gonna put more load on our low back. Keep that weight close, keep that weight center of gravity, and shoot your hands to your heels. So barbell, feet narrow, knees slightly bent. I always say your first rep and your last rep should still have that great form. A lot of times I see people pick up their first rep like this, or they finish their last rep and then they just drop it because they think they're done. You want to finish just like you start. You do one thing like you do everything. So feet narrow, knees slightly bent, bending mainly in our hips, keeping that back torso straight and flat. Go ahead and grab our weight, keep our back tight, drive up, get tight at the top. Some people like to start with the barbell on the rack. I don't mind either way. Either start on the rack or start on the ground. Either way, start with good form. So if I'm starting here on the rack, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, walk to my starting point, feet narrow, toes forward, heels slightly out. A little bit of bend in my knee, just slightly, not too much. It's an RDL, so I'm mainly bending in my hips, gliding my hips back, keeping the barbell on my thighs, shooting my hands to my heels, shooting my hands to my heels. At the top, get tight. Again, slight bend in the knees, toes forward, gliding my hips out, gliding that bar on my thighs. As soon as I get to my knees, keep my back straight, maybe a little bend, driving up, and then hips at the top, all right? Again, it's hard to see the hand shoot to the heels with the barbell, but you could see that it was very close to my thighs. It was very close to my center of gravity. Now I'm gonna pick up the 2 kettlebells, and it's gonna be a little bit easier to see the hands shoot to the heels. So feet together, bend in the hips, get my weight, drive up, get tight at the top, get to my starting point. My feet are parallel, heels slightly out, a little bit of bend in my knees. I'm standing tall, I'm gonna push those hips back, gliding those hips back, shooting my hands to my heels, shooting my hands to my heels, and as soon as I tap, drive back up, keeping my back straight again. As soon as you get to the knees, if you wanna drive out and bend a little bit at the knees, that's fine to keep that back straight. Shoot up to the knees, and then hips finish out. Drop the weight until you get to a weight that you could do the movement properly. Your strength will increase. Your form has to be good or you're going to get hurt. Because if you do bad form and try to push the weight, now you can't work out at all and you're gonna get weaker and atrophy as you're not in the gym. So make sure that we stay light in the beginning until we get that form down and the strength will come. All right, so that is the RDL form in the simplest way I know how, and I hope it helped out. If it did, give it a like and share it with somebody who needs help with their RDL form. Whew, how long was that? Freaky 7 minutes.